All right, so in this question, we have this function, whatever it is. All right, so let's suppose it's a function. And the graph here, we want to apply from this graph, we want to reach to this graph, which is y equals minus f of x minus 2 plus 4. All right. So first of all, you need to identify what transformation you're gonna about to do, right? So the function f is that shape over there. And what you need to know is you need to know that if I add a 4 to the whole function, this is gonna be a shift up 4 unit, right? If I subtract a 2 from the x's, you see I'm subtracting the 2 is not from the whole function, is only from the x's. It's just next to the x, right? So this is going to be a shift to the right, and the value is 2 units, right? And in the last one, we are multiplying here. I am multiplying minus sign times the f, right? I'm not multiplying minus sign times the x. So if I multiply the f, I am multiplying the y's. So if you multiply the y's by a minus sign, you do a reflection according to the x-axis. So multiply the y, reflect on the x. If you multiply the x's, you reflect on the y's. So this can be reflect on the x-axis. All right. And that's basically the transformation. So how are we going to start? The first step is we start with the function. We're going to graph y equals to f of x. Now, the order that we're going to follow, usually you follow the order of operations. So the first one to do is a parentheses. And because this is between parentheses, I'm going to do y equals to f of x minus 2 first. And this, as we said, is the shift right 2 units. So if I shifted right 2 units, this point here, all right, this point over here, you're gonna move to 2 units. All right, this is 1 unit, this is second unit, so you're gonna move here. This point here, you're gonna move 1 unit, 2 units here, so you're gonna be open as well. This point here, you're gonna move to this point here, all right, because there are 2 units. This point here, you're gonna move 2 units here from 0 to 2. So you're gonna be here. So basically, I'm gonna keep only the points. I'm gonna delete the movement, so because otherwise they're gonna be crowded. All right, so what are my points, right? My points of the graph would be this point shaded, this point is the bottom, this point here, it would be the movement of this to here. So this is going to be moving this way, and then it's going to be the half circle this way. All right, try to do your best. It's not exact science, right? Okay, so now I get the first step. Now I'm going to move to the second step. I did it already, third step, all right? So the third step I'm going to do after a parenthesis, I'm going to do the multiplication. The multiplication, I multiply by minus 1 here. So this I'm going to do y equals to minus f of x minus 2. And we said this is going to be reflecting on the x-axis. All right. So if you reflect on the x-axis, you just have to notice this is my x-axis over here. All right. So if I reflected, whatever up goes down and so forth, right? So let me change the color. Let's take, all right. So what does this mean? So from my second graph, I'm going to reflect it. So I'm going to keep the same vertical lines. All right. Whenever you reflect, so if you used to be at 3 here, you're going to go to minus 3. So this is the first point here. All right. Again, you don't need that line. I can take the line away, keep the point. For the second one, it's going to be this point here. This point here is already in 2 and it's already on the line. So if it is on the line, you don't move it, leave it there. All right. It's going to be reflected on itself. Now for this point here, again, I'm going to trace the vertical line. And then I'm going to keep the same distance from this side and this side. So if this point here was a 3, the other point here is going to be a 3. The distance should be equal to each other. So again, I'm going to keep the point, delete whatever I have here. All right. Okay. And now the last point, which is this one, is going to be somewhere here, right? So the same thing, you do vertical line, and you keep the same distance from here to here and here to here. So this is going to be right here. Okay, let's clean up this graph a little bit. I don't really need the reflection. So then the graph, you're going to turn around like this, half a circle first, and then this part over here. So this is my third graph, all right? So let me label it. This is the third graph. This was my second graph. Now the last step, step number 4, I'm going to take the last one, which is minus f times x minus 2. I'm going to add to it 4 right now, plus 4. And we know what's the shift here going to happen. Shift 4 unit up, right? Upward. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same thing. So let's start shifting it up. So if this point used to be here, if I shift it up 4 units, you're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to become over there. So this is going to be the open one, right? The same thing here, you're going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to be right here. And probably I should delete that as well. Now this point here has to be shifted 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this point has to be shifted 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you don't need this. This is only meant for demonstration. So this point here, this point here, this point here, and here. So I'm gonna again clear the mess. Let me take this away. Okay, so let me put the points again, this and this. So it's gonna be half a circle over here and this one. Okay, so your answer will be the last step. Only the red is your answer, all right? So if I take away everything away, your final answer should be this. So, oops, all right, your final answer should be, you take the black graph away, you take the gray one away, so you're gonna end up only with the red. All right, and this should be your answer, and that's all.